I can pour you on a girl there with a feel, no, this is what I want. So really, alumnus or alumni, you are very, very important people to the schools. Very, very important. The others who look at you and say, hey, Sure na Mjua, we are even relatives. I would like to be the king, I would like to be the crown. So it has high level of motivation. And that's why when Mefuna told me this, I said, no, I have to come. I went to Karao, and I can tell you, Karao Primary, I go sit down with the both boys and girls. In fact, for the last few years, anybody who gets above 300, I give 1,000. Anybody who goes extra count in school, I buy a pair of shoes. And I've seen, in fact, I used to have a meeting of 200, 180, and the like. Now, we are there at around 250, 260, I was even saying we are pushing the we have now produced boys who have even gone to some national school like in Birode and the like. And you feel it. Because as you said, actually, it's the same philosophy. It's bottom up. We get those guys, we lift them up. Because if you are the one, the only doctor in the village, you know, every evil mind will think about only you. But you know, if you are many, you have a solid building, another one has a bungalow, another one has a you know, today they may say they're not going to go to that one, at least they go to the other one. You know, be distributing the risk. Because there are many areas of what? Of sharing the resources that are available in the area. But when you are the only one, in your own home, in your own village, we can't grow. We need the Ubuntu spirit. You are because I am. So we have to encourage those who are down there, we lift them up. We push them up. And as you said, you have so many boys and girls who have a lot of potential. But what they are lacking is someone tell them there is a way somewhere here. Performance in schools. I can say as a commission, we have gone, the board, we have gone to all the 47 counties, listening to stakeholders. And the message that we have got from the ground is simple and clear. That the performances of our public primary school is not very good. And when we are trying to analyze, because us wanting to find out what is the real issue. What is the real issue? One of them is the hardware. What Mweshmu has talked about, what my brother has talked about. The infrastructure. And here in Embu we are very lucky. You go some areas of these countries, people learn under trees. Some areas, the environmental conditions are extremely harsh. Like now you go to these areas near Lake Victoria, where the France come, the schools are flooded. Budalangi and the like. So you find they can't be learning, even if you have already the area is flooded. So infrastructure is a challenge. And I'm happy what the national government is doing to the CDF, giving every consumer money to improve the infrastructure. That's why Mweshmu is saying, if all the people from Embu, from Manyata, and across the country, alumni, the old boy, old girls, can go back to schools, I believe there's something small you can do. In your small way. In your small way. You can even contribute or even get their own novels. Because the other challenge we have across the country is the performance of English. And why? Boys and girls across the country, they are using mother tongues. So they are not practicing enough in debating, in reading. The reading culture is not there. But as an alumni, you can afford 2 books. So you can imagine if you are 10 of you, those will be 20 novels. So we really, as readers, and that's why we also come in. Let us try to see, is it possible to buy a small kitchen as alumni, a few test tubes, just a little bit of an acid, a little bit of a base, a little bit of this, those same things, so the children can get exposed to those things early enough, so that they are not disadvantaged. Why we have sometimes low population in our public schools? Because when they go to the private schools, they find those things. And you know, parents are investing. They are investing. look at what value did I get after the 8 years for my son or my daughter, or the 9 years. And therefore to them, they would have spent slightly more money than to get a better grade than that. But people will tell you, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, and early 90s, actually most of the people you see today, like a professor here, they went through public schools. And even teachers, I remember when I was a deputy Govio Boys, and I taught this young man, Dr. Katholi Priestad. I'm happy. He got my A in biology, so I'm very happy for him. Have a seat. He got an A in my biology. I'm very proud of him. But what I'm saying is simple. You will find that the teachers, Mr. Akume himself, the principal, had a son in the school. What does that tell you? He has confidence with the kind of input he is giving to the students. My brothers in Tibet, how many of our teachers have their sons and daughters in the schools they are teaching? My brothers in that, how many? How can you cook food and you cannot eat yourself? Unapika chakula wewe mwenyewe huwezi fanya nini? Kula. Wewe unapika unaenda kwa mkahawa. I don't know whether I'm communicating. Wewe unapika chakula vizuri, unahawia watu kuleni. Alafu wewe unachomoka unaenda kwa mkahawa. What does that tell you about that food? Answer yourself. So we also want to encourage ourselves. Let us do the best. Because if your son gets an A or B plus, and one boy in the village, and 50 of them get E, wakamu wanasema eno ka emo dei. Yani ameenda nyumbani bila kitu. What will happen? Sindio kasaka eno ka emo dei. What I'm saying, what will happen is, if you are the teacher, your son or your daughter is there, you do so well, Pereka Academy, ama wewe ni mheshimiwa unapeleka juu wapi? Ama ni referent pale daktari anapeleka juu wapi? Akiwa peke yake, yeye ndio nurse, ama daktari, ama kitu kingine. And all the villagers, the performance is low. Unafikiri mtoto atakuwa na nini hapo kwa hiyo kijiji? There will be peace. And the only way to turn around and improve our society, take care of security and the like, is when we empower our people. Instead of giving them fish, we teach them how to do what? Fish. As far as I'm concerned, in terms of staffing the whole country, we have a shortfall of over 100,000 teachers. And we are optimal. Optimal. And I'm saying that's a German TSC. The question I ask myself is, have we optimized all the teachers we have? I don't think there is any school in Embu which is less than 65% staff. I don't think so. Most of them are 70-80% staff. If I've given this, if the government has given it, and I thank the President, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, for the job well done. Since he came January to this September, through his government, the government has recruited 50,505 teacher interns across the country. And from that, Embu County has benefited with 1,000 teachers. Let's give the President and the government. As I talk now, the Cooped knows, and the teachers like Inanamu and others, they know very well. We did interviews in March. We were able to promote 14,000 teachers across the country. As we talk now, we advertised that the 6,505 are promotion vacancies. That means from March to around November this year, thereabout, the government will be promoting 14,000 plus that 6,000, 50,000 teachers. Exactly, that is making motivated teachers. Yes. Now, when you are promoted from C1 to C2, C2 to 3, I mean, what else do you require, honestly? Now, the government providing this, the parents.
Whatever has started under the leadership of Mheshimiwa will go a long way to improving performance in our various schools. You'll also get to know what are some of the challenges facing these schools. And of course, with this structured way of communication, structured way of leadership, a communication will be done and improvements will be done where there is need. I also want to say that education is related with security. If our children don't go to school, what do we expect tomorrow? What do we expect tomorrow? Thieves, theft. Hata wewe mwenyewe ukienda na gari yako V8 nyumbani, itatolewa fursa kama vile mmoja wetu amesema hapa. When you leave your mother back in the village, what will happen? That person will not go to school. Atakufanyia maajabu. So that wherever you are, you will be less productive because uko na wasiwasi. But if we all come together and ensure there is 100% transition to secondary schools, there is sustainability in schools, the future is bright. Pakiti. Ndio tuweze kusalvage watoto kama hawa wenye hawajaweza kupata opportunities ya scholarships ile inapatikana, because also scholarships are limited. But if you can be able to support one or two, I think that will be a plus to all of us.
Mukonji you see here standing was also shaped immensely by Goofy Boys High School. And just the same as Mukonji was shaped, all of you, who you are, who you want to become, because I can see some young people here, was also shaped by the school you went to. That is why you can ignore anything else, but you cannot ignore the school you came from, primary and secondary school. The fourth stakeholder is what we are doing here today, the alumni of our school. And as we have established, kama umesomea shule fulani, ikitajwa mahali, unasikiaga kuna mahali, unasikia connection. Ama ni mimi pekee nasikia hiyo maneno? Si ni nyinyi kila mtu? Stories za shule zinakuaga zinabamba sana, hata mkikutana kama mko 60 years old. When you meet with your old schoolmates, you always share stories that only you and nobody else can understand. And I want to say, you, as the people who have passed through a school, are a serious stakeholder in the development of a school and ensuring that our school succeeds in its mandate. That I start alumni associations that are going to be far and wide, looking at schools in a passionate and a connected way, more than what me in the office of CDF or in my office I can get. If you have schooled in a place, it is your duty to see how that school is performing. My key things is to call upon you to go back to your schools. And I don't want you to do a lot of things. I don't want you to produce your money, start giving, paying. No. I want you to go there and identify other people who have passed through those schools. Are you getting me? And put them on board to this thing we are starting today. Munanielewa hapo? Mtanifanyia hiyo kazi? Wangapi watanifanyia hiyo kazi bwana? Na shule zingine ni mzee sana. Ziko na watu kutoka enzi ya 1970s mpaka leo. Kwa hivyo ni shule, hata tukiamua kutengeneza association nzuri, inaweza kuwa na watu karibu 1000. Nataka hawa watu wawe part and parcel ya education ya nchi yetu na ya constituency yetu. That is the first role I'm giving you. Rudi kwa shule zenu na mu-develop a concern hiyo shule inafanya nini. I hear sometimes government being blamed for no reason. it is like there is nobody else who can think outside the government circles. Mimi nataka nyinyi, hata before serikali ione nyinyi mshaona na mmeleta information, sisi tunaweza ungana kama alumni za Manyata, because this is a very big organization. If I decide every school to have an alumni of not less than 20 people, tukiamua siku moja tumeenda hiyo Idhangawe primary school, tuambuke hapo zote, tutajenga hata shule mpya. Hata tunatoa pesa, hata tunaweza toa 200 pekee na tujenge shule mpya. So this organization we are starting today is an organization that we are going to engage now and then, and we are going to ensure that tumeiwekelea mbolea na tuhakikishe shule zote yako isiachwe nyuma. Wewe ukikosa kujipanga, yako itaachwa nyuma. Uhakikishe umepata watu na kwenye wako uwatoe, kama kuna watu ngambo, namba zao ziwekwe hapo, ndio tuweze kupata list ya watu ambao tunaweza kuwa tunaongea maneno ya shule yetu pamoja. Na tukifanya hivyo, najua we will improve our education in Manyata constituency. It is obvious that the school I schooled in, Rugomo Primary School, sasa hivi ukienda utapata watoto kidogo sana, kwa sababu shule zetu tumeachilia. Sasa kila kona kuna academy mahali, kila kona kuna sijui what academy, kila junior academy, sijui what academy. Watoto wanataka kuongea English, wanaenda huko. We have a challenge that we need to work on. When Kibaki started the free education program in 2003, when he started that program, he was not chasing our kids from day primary schools. He was actually trying to bring more in those schools. When I visit a school like Kimani and find only 54 students, I know we have a challenge, because either hatuzaani ama watoto wako kwingine. Si ni kweli? So let's go back. Let's ensure that we take back that pride of education, kwa sababu that is the only thing that can help us in improvement of people's life as we move on.